this hike is tough. You know, this hike isn't easy. And it's one of the reasons why I love it. And I just love being connected up here. And I have a brief message. I'm not going to be in here long. Hey, what up, Lisa? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate all the credit that you guys try to give me. But I want to tell you, man, that I'm not the one that changed your life. You know, you're the one that changed your life because you had to do something about it, right? You had to make the change. I could tell you to climb this mountain all you want, or the mountains in your life, but until you take the first step, nothing is going to change. You have to climb it. So I'm glad God can use me as a vessel and be able to speak to your heart. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you all. I'm actually wearing my mom's hat. And so I always feel super connected, and I love climbing and hiking. For one, I love protecting my peace. Y'all know that. But for two, I feel like nature heals. And for some reason, I feel like my prayers are more connected when I'm on top of mountains. That's maybe why Jesus always went into the mountains and got away from everybody to talk to God. But as I was climbing this mountain, I was reminded of a few things that I want to share with you guys today and this morning. You know, number one is this. And you heard me say this before. You know, the climb will be hard in your life. And maybe it's not a physical mountain, right? But a lot of us, we carry spiritual, emotional mountains in our life. And it's hard. It's tough. You know, it's hard to keep going. Like today, man, I haven't hiked this mountain in so long. It was very hard for me to get to this spot. But I kept climbing. I kept progressing. And I want to tell you that, man, you got to fall in love with progression. The way we break chains in our life is not by just hoping and wishing chains would break. It's by continuing to move forward. Because the more we move forward, the strength of those chains tend to weaken. And I titled this How to Let Go because I know a lot of us are carrying things in our life, right? Carrying emotional baggage that's weighing us down. Carrying emotional burdens that are weighing us down. A lot of prisons in our mind. I always feel like the greatest bondage is not external. It's an internal battle. And hey, what's up, Mary? How you doing? Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you. Excuse me, catching my breath. But as I'm sitting up here, I realize that how we let go is by progressing, is by showing ourselves that we can survive. We can thrive without that thing in our life, right? Showing ourselves and proving it to ourselves, because as we continue to go on, right, as we continue to press forward and press towards the goal and press on in life, we show ourselves an important factor, which is we can survive without that thing. Maybe that thing is losing a loved one. You know, maybe that thing is losing a job, losing a dream, losing whatever. And we feel like we can't go on. But as we show ourselves that we can, even if it's hard to do so, as we climb this mountain, and you might take all the strength in the world to climb this mountain, but as you climb this mountain, you do something to your soul, and you do something to your DNA. Maybe DNA isn't the right word. You do something to your spirit. You do something to the blood that flows through your body. And that's, you give it something called confidence, something called belief. And the more we believe in ourselves, believe in God, and believe that we can do it, the more confidence we will have. And the more confidence we have in our life, the more we press forward and we dominate certain things in our life. And those things that are weighing us down tend to lose its power. Those things that have so much power over us tend to become powerless. So I want to tell everybody that's on this live right now to continue to press forward. And your pressing forward might not look like conquering, right? There's a person on this mountain that was killing it, probably lapped me twice, but that's their journey. You conquering your struggle is going to look like how it's supposed to look. My friend Najwa, some of y'all might know her. She has this quote, and I love this quote. Her quote says, "The mountains that you're carrying, right, were only meant for you to climb." And I'll probably butcher that, so I'm going to look it up and say it correctly. Hold on. Well, it's something like that. The mountains that you're carrying in your life are only meant for you to climb. And so many of us, we're carrying these mountains in our life, and we're carrying them, but they're meant for us to climb. They're meant for us to get over it. They're meant for us to get through it. And I talked about it on my podcast today. If you haven't listened to episode 66 today, go listen to the Straight Up podcast. Like, go listen to that episode. I think it's one of my best ones yet. I really think it'll really change your perspective and change your mindset. But I talked about in that episode about how we have the wrong things in the driver's seat of our life. We have fear. We have self-pity. We have anxiety. We have depression. We have lack of self-esteem. We have all these things in the driver's seat of our life, and those things are controlling our life. And there's roads that we pass, right? Our blinker is on, meaning that it's time for us to turn on these roads, and we pass down. We see Greatness Avenue. We see Healing Boulevard. We see the Greatest You Drive. We see all these streets, and we keep passing them because we have all these limitations controlling our life. All these limitations at the wheel telling us that we're not good enough to go down that street. Or we look down that street and you say, oh, wait, that street has potholes. That street has obstacles. That street isn't beautiful. But I'll tell you this, progression is an ugly road that leads to a beautiful place. The greatest version of yourself, your healing, is not going to be beautiful. It's not going to be a street paved with gold, while we're here on earth. It's not going to be a street with mansions. It's not going to be a street with green grass. That greatness, that Success Avenue is a street that doesn't look beautiful. But as you continue to progress down that street, as you continue to go on, as you continue to move forward, that street tends to get more beautiful. But we got to be willing to turn down that street. We got to stop letting the things in our life keep controlling our life. And so I know a lot of you have questions, man. I just hope that everything that I said today, just listen and just really think about and apply it to our life, because I'm going to be real, and this might hurt some feelings in here today, but a lot of people just want inspiration. That's it. A lot of people just want to hear a message that makes them feel good or that makes them, whatever, but they don't apply. They don't put in the work. There's no way I can get in better shape if I don't climb this mountain. No way. I could hear how beautiful the mountain is. I can hear how great the mountain is. But if I never step foot on this mountain and climb, I'm never going to get stronger with myself, in myself. So I want to encourage everybody watching this to find some action in your life, right? Take a step, do something. I don't care what it is. Take a step towards the greatest version of yourself, whether that's a spiritual step, a physical step, an emotional step, whatever step it may be, a mental step. Take a step towards the greatest you and start climbing that mountain. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that mountain ain't going to move. It's not. That mountain is not going to disappear. You got to climb it. You got to get over it. You got to break through it. Like I said, in every single message, it all starts with you. Latricia said, we got to do the work we do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's something that I stress a lot to y'all. It's something that I've been telling y'all, especially the last year or so, because I see so many people that just want to feel good. That's it. And the truth of the matter is, growth don't feel good. There's a lot of growing pains when you grow. But in order to get to your peak, you got to be willing to climb. And so you got to ask yourself that question. What do you want out of your life? 5 years from now, you can be a whole different person, or you can be the same person. That's on you. It's your life, right? 10 years from now, you can be the same person or a different person. You can progress or you can regress or you can stay stagnant. That's on you. There's no message I could give you that can change your situation unless you really want to change your situation. All right? And just know life is short, man. Life is short. If you were to write your obituary today, what would it say? Would you be proud of everything you wrote in there? I wouldn't. There's some things that I want on that obituary that I haven't accomplished, that I haven't achieved. And I refuse to leave this earth with stones unturned. I want to see what it feels like to be the greatest me. I don't care if people agree with it or not. I don't care what people say. I want to see what the greatest me looks like. And I'm not there yet. I'm not. But you better bet that I'm progressing towards that person every single day. Every single day. As best as I can. Some days suck. Some days are terrible. Some days are lazy. Some days are whatever. Don't look at me thinking I have it all together. Oh, what was that? Something flew up. I was like, man, that was a big bug. It was a bumblebee. I actually got stung here before, right in my eye. And I had a speaking engagement that day, and my eye was like swollen. So I have to speak later on. And it's like, don't let me get stung in the eye again. It was like swole by a bee on Camelback. But yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm hiking the mountain with you. I'm at the top of the mountain telling you how to get up here. I'm hiking it with you. All right. So I hope this week goes well with you. I hope some of y'all needed this message. I hope it touched your heart. If it did, send me a text message if you're in the U.S. To that number below. And let's just keep on progressing. All right. Where do you want your finish? Where do you want to be I'm trying to say, hold on. Where do you want to be at your finish line? I don't know. You know, I just know when I leave this earth, I want to be able to check off the boxes, you know, from every aspect of my life, from a physical standpoint, as a servant, as a leader, as a husband, as a father, as everything, you know. I want to be able to progress, and I know I'm never going to be perfect, but I can always progress towards that person. And so there's a lot of there's a lot of boxes I haven't checked off yet in so many areas in my life, and that's just my goal. So do that exercise, like write down things that you want for your life and work towards checking off those boxes, because I believe that's what life is about. I believe it's getting the most out of your life, not just for yourself, but to inspire those around you, to inspire your kids, to show your kids it's possible, to show people, your friends, that it's possible, that there's another quality of life, right? Like, that's what it's about. It's not just for us to benefit off of, it's us to plant seeds that will harvest in the lives of others. So ask yourself that question. What seeds are you planting every single day? What seeds are you planting? Because every day you're going to plant a seed, whether you want to or not. Every day you plant a seed. And it's up to you to decide what seeds that you plant. Remember that quote: the mountains that you're carrying were only meant for you to climb.